Hi guys, welcome to Cognitive Hub Talent Tutorials. In this video, I am going to explain about how to create a delimited metadata and XML metadata as well as JSON metadata. And if it is not possible to contain all these three in this one video, I am going to split it in 3 videos or 2 videos. Now, till now what we have seen is we have seen about how to configure a particular component in the component tab itself, for that particular component, for that particular job under the component tab we configure each component separately. But what if in a same job, what if you are using multiple components, multiple same components, and you want to configure it with same configuration then what you want to do is, instead of configuring every component with the same configurations, you can use some already created metadata here and use that particular metadata for every component that you want to use, that you want to configure. So instead of doing a single configurations for every component, you can use that metadata file here and you can configure every component in that particular job. So in this file, first of all I am going to explain about how to create a delimited file metadata. So let's go. Okay guys, so in order to create a metadata, you need to go to metadata folder here under the repository panel. Instead of going to job designs, you can go to metadata here, and under there are several type of connections. Like if you want to create a database database metadata, then you can directly go and create a database connection here for DB under the DB connections. I am going to explain that in the coming lectures, and for now I am going to create a new delimited file metadata. So for that what I am doing is, under the file delimited, I am right clicking here and on file delimited, and we have a create file delimited. So click on it and it will pop up some wizard and write the name and whatever the things that you have created for a component for a job, you need to do the same thing. So what I am doing is, I am giving some name to this database, delimited metadata as a name, and purpose and definition I am leaving it alone. And in the next folder you need to browse a file name. Here file name is, and under the finalize tab we have a talent here. So I am going to text here, I am giving the sample.txt as a file name, and these are the contents that we have in that particular file, with the delimiter of comma, and with the row delimited row separator as /n. So once it is done, click next here. So you need to do some configurations here. If how many errors are there, how many headers are there. If we have a header as 1, so click on header here and write how many headers are there. Similarly, if you have any footers, then you can mention, you can click this footer and write how many footers are there. If not, then simply give it as empty. And I am also skipping the empty rows here. And if you want to limit the number of lines, then you can click on limit here and write 50 or 100. But here in our file we have only 5 rows, then I am not going to click this limit box here. If you have thousands and lakhs of records, then you can click here limit button and write some 100 or 500, whatever the limit that you want. And here CSV means comma separated and delimited means delimited. I am leaving it as delimited. And what I am doing is, here I have to change something like corresponding character means, but here our delimiter is not a semicolon, we need to change it as comma. So it directly changed. Here the row separator is /n itself, and that's all. Here setting heading rows as column name, so I am doing it. Refresh preview, then it will show what are the main contents that you want to load. I am saving it and click the next. Once all the configurations are done, once all the configurations are done, click next here. And here metadata and name, just leave it alone. Oh sorry, there is something error is there. Description of schema is not same as this thing. So what I am doing is I am going to back. I am just right and clicking here, refresh preview. Okay, I am leaving it alone and I am clicking next here. Now it is okay, fine. If you want to change some name, then you can change it, first name and as well as last name, and then age, which is integer. Now I am saving it. I am clicking finish. Once you create a schema, then click finish. So see, there is some file delimited here. This is the delimited metadata that we created. So let us see how to use this particular metadata in a file. So firstly I am creating t file input metadata. Sorry, I am creating a new job again, delimited. I am saving it. So simply I am creating file input delimited here and I am configuring it, and also I am tlog-row, I am inserting tlog-row component here for displaying. So see here, if you want to use the metadata that you have created, you need to give the property type as repository. Then what it will show is, it will ask for some message. So click on the three dots here on the right of that tab. So directly click this file delimited, sorry, click this delimited file and click OK. Now it automatically directly takes it. If the property is repository, then it automatically takes the schema as a repository, because we already configured the schema in that metadata itself. And also see the file stream, we haven't configured it separately, just we changed the type of property into repository from built-in. So it automatically takes the file path whatever we have written in the repository. See, row separator slash n and field separator is comma and header is 1. So this is how it automatically takes, and I am just saving it and I am not doing any modifications here, and simply connecting it with the tlog-row component. So I am saving it, and under the tlog-row component I am just syncing the columns and making it as table print, and I am saving it again. I am going to run tab here and clicking the run button. Let's see whether the output is running successfully or not. See, this is the output that we have in that file. So this is how you need to create a metadata and use that in your particular job, like changing the mode from built-in property to repository. That is how. That means built-in means you can only use that particular configurations in in that particular job, but in that particular component. But repository means you can use that particular configuration in whatever may be the job. You can use it any number of jobs and any number of components as well. So that is the usage of delimited file and metadata here, metadata in Talend Studio. So that's all for this video guys. Thank you for watching.